Hey, what's up guys? It's Coach Ben from Online Soccer Skills. So in today's video, I'm going to show you 3 ways to kick or pass the soccer ball. Now, this is for beginners. So if you're a beginner watching this video, I'm going to break this down into a lot of depth. This way, when you're practicing on your own or when you go out to practice or in your games, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable passing, chipping, or shooting the soccer ball, okay? So these 3 concepts are going to be very essential for your development in soccer. So number 1, we're going to work on the basic pass. So anytime I'm training players, I always like to see the first, couple of things I do with players. I'd like to see, how they pass the ball, okay? So when we pass the ball, we want to make sure we do 3 things. So number 1, anytime we're about to play a pass on the ground, we want the ball a little bit off of our feet. This way we can stride into the ball. That's going to give us more power. Okay, the second thing you want to do is make sure your non-kicking foot. So if I'm a right-footed player, which I am, my left foot needs to be here. Notice how I'm even with the ball. This is going to help me with my balance. Okay, so if I'm not balanced, that means I'm probably going to be back here trying to kick a ball this way. And notice how I'm leaning back here. Okay, that's a recipe for disaster. So what I want to do is have better balance. So my left foot is going to be right next to the ball here, even. Okay, now finally I want to strike the ball with my instep. So I need to use this part of my foot here, okay, and I'm going to attack the middle of the soccer ball. If I get under the ball, okay, that'll be a chip, which is what we're about to talk about here in a second, okay, but I want to strike firmly through the middle of the soccer ball. This way the ball is on the ground, which makes it way easier for your teammates to control, okay. So if I can play a good pass on the ground, it's going to go straight to my teammate, okay? And a bonus tip here is wherever your left foot is pointed. So if you're my target right now, I want to point my left foot towards my target. This is also going to help me with my balance. If I'm trying to pass it to you here and my left foot's pointed this way, you can see how I'm just not in good balance here. Okay, the second type of pass that we're going to be working on now is the chip. So a chip is going to come in handy in a lot of different scenarios. If you're looking to clear the ball, if you're looking to cross the ball, if you're taking a goal kick, I could think of 100 different reasons why you would want to chip the ball. And this all comes down to technique. Just like how we talked about in the normal pass, all right? This is all going to come down to technique. So the setup is pretty much the same. We want the ball off of our feet a little bit. This way we have room to attack it, okay? Now there's going to be a couple slight adjustments here. So when I attack the ball, my left foot's still going to be the same spot as I would if I were to play a normal pass. But now what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to dig under the ball. So I'm going to be using, right, almost like my laces. So I'm going to be chopping under the ball though. And the only way I can get this ball up in the air is if I hit the lower third or just the lower part of the ball here. That's going to create backspin. And this is something, when I'm training kids, I see this all the time. When they're trying to chip it, all right, they're just hitting the wrong part of the ball, which is not going to create backspin. So we got to get under the ball when we do this. And notice here too, as I get under the ball, notice where my body is. I'm leaning back a little bit. This is going to cause the ball to go up too, okay? So when I'm leaning back, that's going to allow my foot to come under the ball. This is the type of body posture that you want when we're trying to chip a ball, okay? All right, so to recap, we want the ball off of our feet. We want to attack it, left foot here, okay? Right foot's coming under the ball, the lower third. Notice how I'm leaning back a little bit here. Now when I follow through, I want to cleanly come under the ball. So my cleats should be scraping the ground. Otherwise, I'm not kicking the ball in the right spot, all right? And that's where you're gonna be able to identify if you're messing up with this, is if you're not, all right, clipping the ground, that means you're not getting under the ball, all right? So now let's move on to the last piece here, which is shooting. Every player wants to kick the ball harder, all right? And this is a common question I see so many times here on YouTube. Players are wanting more power. They want to learn how to shoot. We have probably literally hundreds of shooting videos that have drills and stuff like that. But let's just talk about the technique here for a second. So if I'm going to shoot again, all right, notice how there's a trend here. I need the ball off of my feet. If the ball is too close to me, I'm going to lose power, okay? So I want to have the ball at an angle, all right? Remember, I'm a right-footed player. And the steps are very identical to the pass, but now we're just going to use a different part of our foot when we strike it. So I want to have my left foot here, again, to point towards the direction where I'm going to be shooting. It's even with the ball, just like we would when we pass. Instead of me kicking the ball with my instep here, if I want to score for power, and maybe I'm 20 yards away from the goal, and I need to strike it, I need to get by the keeper, I want to use my laces. So when we do this, I need to point my toe down. So notice how my toe is all the way pointed down here. If my toe is lifted here a little bit, I'm not going to be striking the ball with my laces at that point. So I need to discipline, all right, myself to where when I strike a ball, my laces are going to connect with the ball here, and my toe is pointed down. And of course, we could score with our instep. That is more for accuracy. So if I want more power though, I want to strike the ball with my laces, okay? So again, the setup is we're going to have the ball off of our feet at an angle. We're going to meet the ball here. Our left foot is going to be next to the ball even. I'm going to point my toe down, and notice here, my right foot is going to wind up here. The more I wind up, the more power I can get going through the ball, okay? And lastly, when I strike the ball, I want to get my whole body through it. Notice how I'm going to fall forward and I'm going to land on the foot that I strike the ball with. So I want to come forward through the ball, and this way I get more momentum. I get way more power when I do that. So guys, I hope this video helped you out. Comment below if you have any questions for me. Make sure if you want to see more videos like this, if you want to get more drills about shooting, passing, or chipping the ball, hit that subscribe button. We have so much new content coming out, and I know it's going to help you guys out. All right, I'll see y'all later.